Hello and welcome. My name is Justin. I am the co-host of a podcast called Mayday, the Handmaid's Tale podcast. We wanted to share something very exciting with you that we just happened to luck into, for lack of a better term. We had set up a couple things this week that just kind of worked out together. We are based out of Missouri and got the chance to talk to an organization called NARAL, which has chapters across the country and some very active ones specifically here in Missouri who have been taking up the look of the Handmaids from the Handmaid's Tale TV show and using it as their uniform of choice, if you will, in their protests. We learned that today, July 28th, they would be taking part in a protest called This Is Not Okay at a highly visible intersection in the St. Louis area. Now, at the same time, we were also setting up an interview with Ane Crabtree. Most of you will probably know her as the Emmy-nominated costume designer for the Handmaid's Tale TV show. She is responsible for the design and the look of the handmaid that you are seeing everywhere now, not just on the TV show, but obviously in all these protest groups. So I wanted to take that opportunity to ask her if she could deliver a message specifically to these women that are out there protesting with her iconic look that has transcended the television show. And if she could speak directly to them and deliver a message about how she felt about what they were doing, what would she say? And this is what she had to say. What I wanted to do was to say to you, if you could speak to these women who are doing this, what would you say to them if you could just point blank speak to them and say, here's what I would love to say to you about what you're doing?
I want to say to them that they are hugely inspiring to me as a whole group for the United States and specific states. But, when their protest happened in Missouri, I was putting together a exhibition of my clothing for the Paley Center in Los Angeles. And, we had to do it very quickly, and it was like heavy lifting and blah, 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 and trying to throw it together. And I happened to look, on Twitter, their protest came up, and I fell to the ground crying because it was so moving that this was happening and that people were utilizing the costumes as a means of protest and a means of power. And that's what I want to say to them, that it has touched me personally, a lot of the issues, including, right to abortion. And I was a young girl in New York who had to have two because of no insurance. And the first one was at Planned Parenthood, and they really helped me. And the second time was not, and it was really dangerous. So I wish I was protesting with them. The issues have touched me 100% personally, back in the day and today, as a woman who is multiracial with an immigrant parent, with many, many friends and family who are in the gay and trans community. And I don't know. I'm just so moved by all that they're doing. And I applaud them wholeheartedly and support them.
So there you go. In her own words, we just had to pass those along. Heartfelt, a very personal message of support and encouragement from Ane Crabtree, the costume designer for Handmaid's Tale. We just had to share that with you guys. She's obviously responsible for creating this look that so many groups, including NARAL Missouri here in our backyard, are adopting as their uniform of choice for protest, and we think it's fantastic. It's really just transcended the novel and the TV show, and it's kind of become this symbol of community and protest across the country, and to have her throw out her words of support, I'm sure just means a lot to all of you out there. So had to pass that along. So thank you to NARAL Missouri. Thank you to Ane Crabtree for joining us. And thank you to all the other organizations out there doing the hard work. I know you guys are out there working toward, solutions and change and positive things, and we will keep covering that as long as we are a podcast. We will have much more from our interview with Ane Crabtree. She was amazing to talk to and had lots of great things to say, lots of great stories, and lots of information about the show and the things beyond the show and other topics that we were able to cover that were just outstanding. We are also working on some bonus content that she was kind enough to provide us and help us work out. So we're really excited about that, and you can look for that in the near future as we get that all ready to roll. So for the podcast, once again, we are called Mayday, the Handmaid's Tale podcast. You can subscribe and listen to our podcast wherever you get your podcast. You can also, if you please, take a moment and rate and review us wherever you do listen to those podcasts. That always helps more people find us and gets the word out. And we would really appreciate that. For more info on us, if you want to follow us on social media, you can go to Twitter or Facebook and look us up at Handmaid Podcast. Once again, it's at Handmaid Podcast, and our website, allconsumingcontent.com. Now, if you need a soundtrack for your resistance, if you're a music fan out there, we have partnered with Slacker Radio to bring you Handmaid's Resistance Radio. It was created by us. We pick all the music. It is the music from the TV show, as well as great, inspirational, rebellious resistance songs of, female empowerment, great female artists on there. Some fantastic music that you can listen to. It is free. You can log on to slacker.com and create an account for free and listen to it. You can also download the Slacker app from the App Store or the Google Play Store and listen, once again, most importantly, for free. So once again, I am Justin. I co-host Mayday, the Handmaid's Tale podcast. My co-hosts are three fantastic women, Tiana, Rhea, Sarah, and they are the true stars of this show. I just want to thank Ane Crabtree again and thank NARAL and once again all these organizations that are out there doing the hard work. We appreciate you and we thank you for joining us and just want to express our appreciation to all of you guys out there. And thank you for doing all the hard work and have a great weekend. Thanks for joining us.